7:01.
7:01. First of all, the date is, wrong.
The 9th.
It is, oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thursday, January 9th, we have the Dunbarton Board of Selectmen meeting being 7:01. All three selectmen are present. Town administrator present. Recording secretary is not here, which will be transcribing from tape recorder. Recording for the benefit of the citizens of Dunbarton is Mr. Leo Martell. Thank you, Leo. And gentlemen, we have some old business. We have some minutes, 2 sets of minutes.
Don't do the workshop ones, Bob, or you wanna do those ones?
You can, go ahead.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the 3:30 PM workshop minutes on December 30th, 2019.
Second.
Any discussion on those minutes? It was a good meeting.
No, they look good.
Very well written.
All in favor?
Aye. And I'll make a motion to approve the 7 PM regular minutes of January 2nd's meeting
As amended.
as amended.
And I'll second Bob's motion.
And those were just, overall, they were great, they're very small changes were made. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'm gonna open up for public comment.
Lee Martell, so I know it's been busy and all, but are we gonna get the agendas posted again online
Yeah, it was the only, I only missed today's.
this week?
Last week it was on there, it should be on there, unless there's a glitch with the
Yeah,
computer,
okay,
but I
all
did
right,
post
so,
it.
all right,
But I definitely will make
okay,
the
all right,
attempt.
just wanted to know, I know it was Christmas time, holidays and all that stuff going on, so.
Mhm.
Anything else? Okay, thank you, sir. Hey, I heard what happened, we got the police report and all that we're gonna talk about it a little bit tonight, just a little bit, but, gate got kinda messed up.
Anything for public comment? No, okay.
But thank you for, and the thing is, I also heard, thank you for the email update. Woody gave us an update on the, potentially for the electricity to be flowing, maybe tomorrow, cross our fingers. Okay, I won't put my fingers in the socket though. All right, gentlemen, let's, go back to the agenda. We're gonna go through, we have some, spreadsheets. We have expenses first. And
Okay.
talking to that will be our town administrator.
All right, so, I presented you with an end of year, expense report. And, just want to let the board know that it's possible that we will still have a few outstanding invoices that will trickle in that we may have to, enter into the system. But for the most part, on your last page, bottom line, excess surplus, 205,823 will lapse through the general fund.
So a total budget was how much? Total budget for the entire town was 25,
205 is gonna lapse, right?
Correct.
So that,
We had budgeted, 254,000, excuse me,
Current year.
2,546,939. We expended 2,338,582.
that's very, that's, I commend the board, that we're very close to being spot on.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Okay. So there's just a few more outstanding bills coming in, trickling in.
Yep,
I saw you put the last one right there.
right.
Okay,
So we're looking pretty good for some lapsing surplus.
okay. Now let's talk about, any questions, Jim, on the, expenses?
No, I was just looking through the percentages.
No, I think that most of what we had left is because we had put a lot of money into maintenance and we didn't get, we couldn't get a quote yet to fix the roof. There's a
Unfortunately,
couple other things, but
and the thing is, I think we're gonna have to maintain that, a little bit, and also the fire department is still leaking again, so that's gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be a cheap expense, a cheap fix. So that's for this year.
Yeah, I think we are gonna have to work on keeping that fairly.
it's the only way you're gonna try to stay ahead of whatever's happening rather than waiting till it piles up and you have to pick and choose which one you're gonna fix.
Okay, we're gonna move right on to revenues, if there's no more questions.
So,
Revenues, Lean, if you talk to revenues.
Middle column, current year budgeted, we had, budgeted $1,129,314, which was a little lower than prior years. We came in at 1,284,470, which is an excess of 155,000. So possibly with the excess revenues and the surplus, we're looking at over 355 million combined that will go into the
You mean
surplus.
355,000?
355,000, what did I say?
Million.
Oh, I said million,
We'll
okay.
take that.
No, that would be nice. No, $355,000 will lapse.
Pay raises for all.
Oh, never mind, you can skip a few years' taxes.
Yeah, no taxes.
But we're looking good for our anticipated.
Yeah, and I know this was part of our whole goal and scheme to make sure that we came to the better side on both of these things, and I think we've met
Goal
that
achieved,
goal.
yeah, absolutely. Okay,
I hope to have my budget for the remaining accounts, before the board for next Thursday.
and, if that's, we have that, your council next Thursday, we can go into, we can start going into budget deliberations then.
Correct, yep.
Okay, I think we have enough time before the deadlines arrive, on the timeline, so you're gonna review timelines later on?
Yep, so
Okay.
in front of you, you have a, calendar report, and then you have a detailed, summary report beneath it. This one here, the calendar is kind of, a quick snapshot. So today's the 9th of January. We have 3 more board meetings in the month of January. Believe it or not, I have to get the notice in the newspaper no later than January 29th. I typically try to shoot for the Sunday paper. So, my goal is to have our public hearing, public notice in the paper for January 26th, that's a Sunday.
So it'd be, the
That
public
would-
hearing would be on February 6th.
Correct, and we have, I have to notice that with 14 days, so that would give us,
And the 13th would be contingency for a snow date?
correct. Actually, I have to give a 7-day notice for the public hearing, so that,
We would know that Thursday if there's gonna be a problem.
correct. And typically what we've done in the past, when we had that snowstorm, the Selectmen held the public hearing anyway, and then at the end of the meeting said that we would revisit the entire presentation on the following Thursday for the public that did not make it.
Okay. Questions, gentlemen? So I think, next week we start deliberations, we can probably knock it out within 2 meetings, I think. I think and the third would be the backup, would be to discuss it
Split
further.
most of it in half, and
We'll see how it goes.
I think we have a good idea on most of them.
I thought the presentations were all reasonable.
I was able to get my memo out to the departments for the annual report, so I expect to start seeing some of those come in. There is a small window for me to, bring all that together. And everyone's been pretty, helpful and,
Gentlemen, if you'd be consensus that I would do a draft, and I would send it out to you for comment and for recommendations.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do the selectmen report, I'll start working on that. You don't have to send me a notice, I know I'm on the list for it.
I think I put one in the basket.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Lynn, or can we move on?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. We have let's talk about milfoil for 2020. As we recall, when they came, when we got briefed by some of the resident association down there, they had a great year, and however, it's still gotta be maintained as far as, they need some diver dollars to inspect and do some manual pulling if it's needed. And they're looking at a total cost of
Right there at the top of that box.
$2,250. They're pursuing a grant for $900, so a local cost of $1,350. Do you know what the current balance in the in there?
It's close to 20,000 in that capital reserve.
So the thing is,
We hardly used any of it last year.
I'd recommend that instead of this coming out of the budget, to make it a zero cost impact to the taxes and take it out of their existing fund at town meeting.
Sure.
Okay, Jim, consensus there?
I'm in agreement with that.
Alright, and that's what, however, they do have a, they want me to still pursue submit a grant application, I'm fully on board with that, so I'm
That's the
gonna,
only way to stay on the list.
exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on these contractor initials.
And I'll make a motion to accept the, agreement for the grant.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we, well, it's submission for the grant, I'd like to make a motion that we submit, we approve the submission of a grant to the state, New Hampshire, or state of New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services for a middle floor control grant.
I'll second your motion.
Any further discussion on this? This has gotta be, we submit it, then they approve it, but
Yeah.
we gotta stay in the queue, you might say. The grant limitation is only $900, and so that's what we're, hopefully, we'll be receiving. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Lean, we're on the record for that, and
You have to initial all those pages.
it says contractor initials, not me.
No, that's what you need.
Okay,
You are the contractor. I think they modified it slightly in the verbiage where you have your name on there. But that needs to be initialed by us.
okay. You invited the committee to come on down and talk to us tonight, or?
I did, but he did not respond, so I don't know if we
Can
got
I
the
get it
email.
up?
Sure, absolutely, yes.
Sign that. It actually says, congratulations, the Department of Environmental Services Exotic Species Program has selected your exotic aquatic plant control project to receive the grant in 2020. Below is a breakdown of the project costs, grant awards, and costs incurred to local entities. Grant award is $900.
Exactly, but you still gotta put the,
Full amount on the
Full
warrant.
Right, I think we're signing it, but I think the grant is actually already awarded to us.
Yeah, we had applied,
Early
in
on.
January
Yeah,
yeah,
to be put on the list.
Lean.
I thought I'd read that before in there, I'm like,
Okay, I'm going to the mailbox now. All right. All right, this is gonna be returned by February 14th, so that's Milfoil grant continued, Milfoil grant continued, keep it all together, please. Okay. All right, just, at FYI, we had an accident, a resident got in an accident at the transfer station, got entangled with the gate. There were no injuries to the driver, the car, the damage was to the gate and to the vehicle. We got a claim pending with our insurance, and police report is, the police have submitted a report, and so it's a work in progress. I don't wanna wait on any decision on the who's at fault with it, we need to get the gate repaired. I understand you already moved out smartly on that one, thank you. And unfortunately, it was a windy day, and we don't know whether it was sticking out a little bit or the driver, supposedly there's a dash cam, and the police department is trying to look at the dash cam. I'll leave it to the police department to complete their unbiased investigation, we go from there.
So I've informed Woody to go ahead and get quotes for the repairs of the gate. Depending on the cost of the gate, we have $1,000 deductible, so if it's in that range, then probably just let it slide. Our adjuster's already contacted us to see if we want to file a claim, but it'll all depend on what you get for a
The
price.
verbal quote I got was 1,200.
That is for that, and 1,200 was not for the septic?
No,
Okay, so that is 1,200, so.
and another note, if, depending on if the other driver's insurance decides to make a claim, it may be proceeded all as one with that deductible anyway, so.
Right,
If there's already a claim in place, then I guess we'll use their money, but if there's not a claim in place, then we'll go ahead and use our
okay,
maintenance
I'll
funds
let
or
you know
something.
that.
Yeah. But don't delay on getting.
oh no, well, I contacted him
Yeah. Are you
today.
using a chain right now?
Yes,
Okay,
yes. The contractor stopped by, I called him. We've been using him for some welding projects.
gotcha,
And I phoned him and said, hey, can you stop by? So I met him Tuesday night
okay,
and actually took our tow chain that we keep on site. And I said, pull the hooks off and had him weld it to the gate so we could at least secure the facility.
gotcha,
Then the police department said they'll do more patrols
Yeah,
in that area.
that's what Chief alluded to me too.
Yes.
Great. I'm just concerned, you know, we have a investment down there. Let alone your building, but we got several dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff down there now, okay. Thank you for being diligent on that. Telephone quote would be all right too, and so you just work with Lean on that
Yeah.
one. I think Lean should have the
Yeah.
latitude to make the decision
Yeah.
appropriately, it doesn't have to come to us on this one.
I'll just need a copy of the bill for the insurance company.
Okay, all right, next item, just need signatures from everybody, we have got it all done, it's done, pass it on to Lean. Legislative bulletin is done.
Gonna sign that
Yeah,
one.
okay, what else?
Update, right?
Yeah, thank you for your update, Woody, well received, as always, we appreciate that.
Bob, you gotta sign that one.
That's his
Really?
department update.
Okay.
He just sent it
Sorry, I
around,
read it before.
he just sent it around 5, I think.
Yeah.
There's a piece of legislation was passed at the New Hampshire, House and Senate, that allows a board of 3 at the state level to overturn local decisions on planning board level and zoning board levels. It's like a housing appeals board. And it was meant to, there's some pros and cons on that. I thought, after initial discussing this with when it first came out, there's some real positives that it would be to the benefit of citizens trying to get work done. This is a group that's trying to overturn that, and because they think they're usurping local authority of planning and zoning, planning specifically. They're asking us to take a stand on this bill. It's with the planning board next week, I'd like to get an opinion from the planning board, let them, give them copies of that, let them send it out.
They all got one, the
Okay.
chairman of the planning board, zoning board.
Okay, and I'd like to get input of which direction they're leaning. I thought the zoning, the planning board chair thought it was a good thing. And, so there are pros and cons each way, but it is law right now, and, they're looking to overturn that.
I think it goes into effect when, July 1st?
Yeah, and, so I'd like to hold off any action until we get some subject matter opinions here. From the 2 chairmen, I'd send them specifically zoning and planning and get their opinions on that.
So I'll ask Donna to make sure that it's, on the discussion.
On discussion, and what you need is a
Planning board.
return response to this board of how their feelings towards, that process. Okay, this is done, administrative work. Okay, we've got some, recall last time, we were still looking at veterans population. There's some gross numbers here, this is from, Gary Voss. This is still work.
We can see how many are in Merrimack County.
Right,
Right,
but, and there's a unique patient, so there's, unique patients, it's a big number, but Lean's, this is still a work in progress?
yes, I'll
So-
be, going to the website link that he provided there, and he's hoping that I'll be able to go in a little deeper and find.
Break it down a little more.
Yeah,
Okay, I guess got a concerned citizen on Kelsey Road, just about the width, just an incident on the width of the road. They just said it's a tough road getting down because it's narrow. Dave, you wanna comment on that?
Yeah, they were trying to pass the town plow truck and they had to pull off in a neighbor's driveway, back up the road and pull off, which it is a narrow road and it's a nature of narrow roads, it's not the same thing on Leo's Road, I mean. We have some narrow roads through town and that's what happens on a narrow dirt roads typically.
were they sanding that day? I
Yeah,
understood
just
it,
standing up,
just
plowing,
sanding,
yeah.
Okay. I note that for the record though. All right. My inbox is now empty. I'd like to open up for, public comment again. Leo, you quiet?
No, thank you.
Okay. Gentlemen, back to the board. I'm gonna start with Dave, please.
We had asked for a couple of things last week, Lean, I'm not sure you had time for them yet, in our meeting minutes.
No, I have not, I've been straight out with, extra hours and cross
Okay.
training.
Maybe next week we'll look into those items if you have time, and
That was the salary rates for the other towns.
Yeah.
And the other item was,
I think that's the only one, right?
I know that we.
You said we got a notification from Jeff Trexler?
Yeah, he'll have the revised RFP that I can modify probably tomorrow or Monday, so we'll have that for next week.
Okay, that's all I had.
Okay, to you, Bob?
No, I'll give you a copy of what I got from employment security, and what I'll do is I'm gonna underline one of these, cause I had to ask a question.
What was that on, Bob?
It's on the rates for,
So you want me to ask those questions of those
No,
those
I-
towns, or?
yeah, you should
If
still
they're
ask the towns,
Right,
yeah.
okay,
Cause this is the state medium, the high, the low, and the medium rate. And one is for collection of materials, that's going out to collect them. And then there's material handlers on here. And this is the one I had to ask, and I actually have a meeting, Unemployment Advisory Council meeting Monday, so I'm gonna get a chance to talk to the deputy commissioner and ask him why they can't be more specific. But that's if you're processing by hand, the other is a collection. And it falls under that category with those. I'll give you one too,
Okay.
had to go through 48 pages to find out that I had to go backtrack and find it.
collection of materials and material handlers.
Okay. Woody, just, this is, this is work, we need to do our homework as we're embracing, what we
See
wanna
where
do
it says
with,
hand,
how do we make
Yeah.
a
does
better pay
manufacturing
rate?
hand and everything.
Yeah, we're looking at
That's
that.
actually
She's gonna check the
processing
towns.
in the
Okay.
plant.
Why don't we put these
The other
all
one
in
is
the
the
basket,
collection.
we'll keep them, we'll look at it.
That's why I had to
one time.
find out what they meant by the bottom one.
Ask Lean to keep them
Need
right.
to keep those for us if you would.
We'll do them with
Next
yours all at
Yeah.
one time.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to them.
Yep, that'd be staple that, that'd be good.
Alright,
Anything else, Bob?
No, that's
Okay,
it.
I got one thing, remember, last week we were talking about veterans?
Yep.
I did talk to Linda, Linda's okay with, having a sheet there, as people come in to register. I'd say we start February 1st and, come up with some drafts, sample forms, where we can start collecting our own data.
Did we do any background check to see if it's okay to ask?
that was the second item, I had to check
Yeah,
with
so
NA.
That's what it was, yeah.
Let's have her check and let us know
Okay,
next week.
but Linda's okay with it, but the
Okay.
thing is, if we can ask about that, that'd be good. It's voluntary too, it's not we can't make it mandatory. But that would give us some, data so we can make decisions.
Right.
Okay, oh my God, look at the time it is.
You might have a record here if you can.
Okay, but I'm gonna go quickly here. We have to go to non-public. So I'm gonna,
Did you see if Wayne had anything to add?
she's always got stuff.
Let's, see if.
Go ahead.
Woody
I have a quick question.
Sure.
When you just mentioned something about political stuff, kind of rang my mind. I had a resident ask about putting political signs in front of the transfer. I know there's been issues that not supposed to be on town property, but I wanted to hear from the
Okay.
board, cause I know I've seen them on the comments, so I'm
Right.
like, yeah, I'll ask the board.
Past practice, and that's a general, nothing on town property, however, they can hold signs there.
Okay.
We don't want signs unattended.
Right, okay, I just wanted to make sure we were
Right.
still,
And they have to, if anyone's there, they have to be, I would make a recommendation, they have to not interfere with your business processes.
right, I mean, that's kind of been the,
Right.
Right along.
I've been a victim myself personally when I was campaigning at one point, that you stand there and start talking to a person and there's a line of cars behind you. The only way you can talk to the person if you unload the cars with them.
this was, they were asking about putting a political presidential campaign sign up front.
I would
They're like,
recommend-
I'm pretty sure you can't, but they said, I know I've seen stuff around the common, but it could have been that it was in the state right away, which is different than the town.
Correct.
They said, so, I'll ask.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay. And since I got you right there, you wanna tell us about January 29th?
So, January 29th,
It's
my
Wednesday,
group of, oops,
Wednesday, right?
Wednesday. My group of employees, we have to do yearly training. This particular training is on batteries and household hazardous waste. I have some new, fairly new staff. This is a good class, they're doing, DES is doing 2 trainings that day. As soon as I saw her posted, I contacted the training coordinator. She's like, the morning class is full. The only thing I have is I have 7 seats left in the afternoon class. I said, well, we're typically open. I don't know if I can get permission to be closed for those 4 hours, it'd be a little more than 4 hours, cause we got a travel time.
So about
Back.
4 to 8 then,
It would be more, towards the 5, because you just don't know how traffic's gonna be.
okay.
By the time you get out of class and get here, it could be like 4:45 before we got back here.
Which day is it?
It's on a Wednesday.
Wednesday the 29th.
Oh, close in the afternoon, then reopen up in the evening.
Right, so we'd still be open in the evening, we can start posting it now.
Jen, I have no problem with this, as long as it's well posted, well announced.
Yeah, we'll put it on,
Tomorrow,
I'll put it on my big
Saturday.
sign, we get it up on
Then
the,
I'd like to make a motion that we close the transfer station to facilitate training of transfer station employees on January 29th from noon to 5, and they will reopen that same day from 5 to 8.
And I'll second that.
Any discussion on that? Woody, thanks for the advance notice on that. That works
That's just
well.
to take the you gotta take a vote.
I know, I have no
But
problem.
that's just to take the onus off his back, so people aren't saying to him, why did you close? Is you can say, the selectmen gave me the authority to close, so
Right.
in a motion, we can do that.
Then, all in favor?
Aye.
Thing is, I wanna post it on the website, maybe, you have your chart, your board down there, you.
yes, we'll get the board, tomorrow while I'm meeting with the solar guys, I'll get the board done up so we can get it.
And we can put it
outside.
up here at the library board too.
oh, I can do that too. You say that it's for training.
Yes, that's what I'm
and
gonna put
people
on
usually
sign.
understand that it's
Right.
not an
Yeah.
issue.
State required training.
It's one of these classes, I asked if she was gonna do it again, doesn't know if they're gonna have the class again, and it's, this is something that we deal with day in and day out, and so they really should have some good training that the state's gonna put on for it.
No, I appreciate it coming up in a timely fashion, that's good, we got enough time to react to it. Good, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
That's done. All right, then I can make a motion that we go into non-public per RSA 91 alpha, 3,